Yo, what is going on, guys? ProMakerDev here, and I hope you're doing fine. I hope you're staying safe. So in today's video, I'm actually going to be teaching you how to make this pretty cool effect, this Animate On Scroll effect. So if I refresh the page, you can see that whenever I scroll, there are a bunch of divs that are going to fade in different directions. This is from the left, and that's from that was from the right, and this is from the left, and that's just that zoomed in, and that zoom out, and that just fades. It fades in. So if you only know HTML and CSS and you're not pretty good at JavaScript, then that is not going to be a problem because we're going to be implementing a library. So we're not going to be doing any JavaScript, like only one line, which is pretty easy, okay? So this is actually my project right here. And those are just divs. I hope that's not going to confuse you. I hope that you can actually make this. It's just a bunch of divs, IMDiv1, IMDiv2, and they don't really fade out because we haven't really implemented that library yet. So let's just go right into our text editor. So this is our HTML. Nothing crazy as always. It's just a container and a bunch of divs inside of it. So bunch of divs, IMDiv1, div2, div3, all the way to div6, and that's actually pretty much it. And this is the stylings. It's very, very easy. That's all I've got. So this is for the container, and this is for the div. If you actually wanna see that stylings, I'm just gonna leave the source code down below in the description so that you can take a look at it. So now, in order to implement that library, or in order to make those cool effects, I'm just gonna go right here to the documentation. So it's actually very, very easy to implement. So this is the link. I'm just gonna copy paste this to my HTML in the head. It's because it's actually a CSS file. So just copy paste it, and then I'm gonna copy this script, and I'm gonna put it down below in the bottom of the HTML, right above the body. So let me just tap that over like that. Now we have linked our HTML to the library. Now all we have to do is to go to each element or each div that we want to give it this animation, and just give it this attribute. So this is the attribute. This is the div that this is just an example. So we go to the div and we give it this attribute. And let me just go to the second div, and I'm just gonna paste the attribute, space right there, and this is fade in. Now we have the option to change this into fade left, fade right, fade up, fade down. So I'm just gonna do fade left, and now if I went and take a look, let me just scroll all the way up. I implemented the thing in the second div, so when I scroll, it's just going to fade left. All right, so I can do the same thing for the other divs, and all I have to do is just change the left to right, and I'll go to the fourth div and I'll change this to up, and this is going to be fade down. Just to show you guys, there are a lot of, you're going to find everything in the documentation, all of the other options that you have. There are pretty much, okay, let me just show them to you. So this is, where are they? I'm just going to scroll all the way down, and this is the animations that you can actually implement. So this is fade, fade up, fade down, fade left, right, up right, and up left. There's also this flip. I'm just going to implement this real quick because flip up, okay? Well, I have to data AOS equals 2, and then fade flip up. And if I went and refreshed, fourth div, wait, oh, there you go. That's that's the sixth. Okay. So as I told you before, guys, you have a lot of options. There's also this zoom in that you can use. I will change the fade down, and I'm gonna use this zoom in, and that's I believe it's the fifth. Okay, that's it. So you can actually see when I scroll, it actually fades very, very fast. All right, it does the animation like in a very short amount of time, and the default duration is actually 0.4 seconds. It's 400 milliseconds. All right, so you can actually change this. All you have to do is you've got those options right here, and you want to go to data AOS duration, and you can set it to 100 milliseconds, which basically means 1 second. So you want to go to, let's see, the second div, and you can just paste the duration, change it to 100. This is 100 milliseconds. You can change this to whatever number you want. Just know that it's that the unit is actually milliseconds. It's not 1 second. So now the second div is going to kind of slow down a little bit, not like the others. You can see that the others are pretty fast, but it's the second div is just very smooth. You also have other options. You've got offset and delay. You can give it a delay. There's duration, easing, and mirror, and once, and anchor. But the most important ones are once and probably duration and maybe delay as well. The rest is not that useful for me, at least. So I'm just going to show you how once works. So basically, you can see that when I scroll down, it actually makes the animation, and then when I scroll up and then go down again, it's going to make another animation. So it's just going to do that infinitely. Now, you can actually change this by setting this once. It's actually set to false, but you can actually set it to true, and it's going to make the animation once. Now I'm just going to copy this and paste it in my div, as always, like this, and just change false to true. So it actually does it only one time. And when I refresh, I scroll down, it gives me this pretty cool animation. And then when I scroll up, it's not going to fade away, all right? It's just going to do it once, unlike the others. The others do it infinitely, but this second div, because we gave it this parameter, it actually changed. Now the thing is, you don't want to go up to each element or each div and give it this attribute, because this is going to be a lot of work. If you have a lot of divs, you're going to go to each element, and then you just want to give it this attribute, change the duration, change the offset maybe. So actually there is another way, very easy, which is you want to go all the way down to the scripts right here, and you see that this is an object. Well, this is actually a method. So you want to open up curly brackets, and right here, all you have to do is write the duration, for example, and just change it to, I don't know, like 3,000 milliseconds. Okay. Notice that this is actually not an equal sign. So this is actually pretty much it. So all you have to do is refresh. Now, what it's actually going to do is change the duration to all of the divs that you have in the HTML. So now if I were to scroll down, it's going to change the duration to all of them. Now, there are also some other parameters, some settings, so offset, delay, duration, easing, those are the default ones, all right? So you can change the false to true, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Now notice that you're not going to put data AOS, because this is actually not an attribute. This is an object, all right? So that's it. So let me just change the once to true. So I'll just copy this and go right here, comma, and then once set it to true, and then go and refresh, and yeah, it just changed. It's only doing it once, and that's pretty much it. It's pretty easy, right? I believe it's actually so much easy. It's going to make your life so much easier. So that's the end of the video, guys. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up, because it helps me. If you like it, really, seriously, just give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're new. All right, so I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.